you know, this is what you do, man. You do that. When you're on a heater, you go for it. And so that's what we've been doing. And that's what I was just saying is like, when you're on one, and you just keep on going with it. So this could completely fall apart. I mean, we could be negative tomorrow and then Tuesday as well to end the day, to end the month with 6 days. But, you know, we're pretty confident. And guess what? Ever since we announced that was going to be a big buy, the market has ripped to the upside right there. So big kind of day. Brendan is confirming that date, so it is confirmed May 27th tomorrow. You need to be a shareholder of record to get those Amazon splits. So I don't know. That's interesting to me because it seems early. Because I thought it was like June 13th or something.
That's why I was a little surprised. Yeah.
Oh, June 3rd.
It's a third.
Oh, it's only the
I thought
3rd.
I thought it was middle of the month. That's why.
Okay. It's
so good
Google.
Look, guys.
That's middle of the month.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Right. It's Google. It's Google.
Google's July though. July 12th or something.
Yeah, 12th or 13th. But look, realistically, I still think most of what we were saying is sort of valid. I'm actually surprised maybe that it wasn't a tiny bit stronger there. But the market is definitely strong. 5 minutes to go until those imbalances come out. And it's looking like, you know, we are going to maybe test those. I'm still on Amazon because that's what we looked at last. But it's looking like we just made a pretty solid bounce. Sorry, there's an NASDAQ. But still below that high of the day. Imagine we're able to break out here. What's crazy about this is we're up 3%. When you actually look at the chart, right, like there's room above. And if you look at the ES, it's maybe not exactly the same. So if you're watching the Qs or something like that, like you have a little bit more room in some of the tech names. The ES is right at some of these highs. And I remember I was talking with Arun this morning, 41.15, I think is the upside resistance level back where it closed on the 6th. So if you're thinking about if we run, think about that as a potential top. That's just a number he threw out to me. That's what he was looking at. I think he might have mentioned it this morning. You know, maybe we didn't think we were getting there, but certainly that is the next level up. And hey, if it breaks out, maybe that 1.6 is like even bigger when it hits 350. You absolutely never know. But we're going to be watching some of the bigger names. I like to watch, specifically in addition to Twitter, some of the semis to see if they can come up with big imbalances. That could be the space to be.
All right, I'm starting to get long right now into the Qs, so we'll see if this comes through or not today. I'm going to do the TQQ because I'm trying not to play around. So this is a triple levered ETF right now. So let's see where we go from here. Now we could go lower, and the reason why, again, look at the TQQ's up 9% right now. So this is like infinitely more risky than just trading even the futures. But remember, it's about share size. I prefer to trade. Arun trades the futures. I just prefer to trade stocks. So here we go, man. We'll see where this wants to go. We are just now minutes away from the imbalance, which could be a big one. And this is what we're talking about. I got to get rid of ARCA because that's the NYSE American. That doesn't matter. At 350, this is going to start to load up, and we should see a bunch of Bs here with a bunch of size there if this number is going to be what we think it's going to be, right? So let's see if this goes, man. We will review this. You can see as of, I mean, maybe we'll just keep it, like I want to be able to show you the NASDAQ as it's starting to still continue its climb northbound. We're just going to punch into more. I just missed, oh, there it is. The problem with TQQ is no problems, actually. 155 million shares, but it's algo and ARB based, right? So most of these are HFTs. There's actually no humans other than your boy trading this right now. I mean, there's some people, but that's the 154 million people using this for leverage, right? I don't need any leverage here. I have, and again, we won't say our account sizes, but you know, like I could buy the future. That's not a problem. It's just a matter of more comfortable with the level 2s, more comfortable with reading this. So we're going to take the TQQs, which is a triple levered. That's why you're seeing it up 9 and the NASDAQ's only up 3. So triple levered to the upside. Let's see if this move will come through. If we're wrong on this, we're going to know about it real quick. So I don't really have a target. I just want to trade this as the number comes through. We will put some stop orders out because it's silly not to do that. Probably back down here around 30 bucks, man. I mean, if it comes back and wants to take out that bottom, then we can do that. But hey, today, another good day. I don't want to ruin it with a wrong call on the imbalances, but we'll wait for that to come out. Same numbers from both. Brad just told us there. So financial juice is what we're talking about. Yep. Brendan gives us the same update. So it's 1.7 or 6 billion to buy 8 or whatever it was. So
at the high of the day, though, right? Like
for what?
No, the market's pretty much on the high.
Close,
It's close. We're pretty much
but it
on
bounced
the high.
back. I think you missed the long, to be honest with you, but that doesn't mean that it won't come out big and then spike for a couple minutes. And then we have the 355 update. Do not forget about that. So we'll see, man. It's only a minute and a half away. Neil, what are you doing with this? Are you long anything?
I'm going to look for a little bit of the MES there. It's been the stronger of the markets. I am still, I do want to watch Twitter, but that's just because, look, I used to trade buyouts. I still do it on the side. I still trade those buyouts a little bit. And I'm always curious when there's a squeeze on those to see if it's going to have some interest in it. So I am going to be looking at Twitter, but I am in, I'm going to show you the SPY, but I am in the futures a little bit here on the 66. Futures doesn't show up on our.
That's part of why I'm doing this.
That's a good point, because it's the name, it's too long. So it doesn't show up as a symbol. Right. I keep forgetting that. It's actually, I know Arun goes into that, but I have the SPY, and it was this consolidation that I took right there. You're not going to be able to see the trade. It was this consolidation that I took and got in on the ES, right? So we've taken out these highs. For me, I've seen this party before, and I know, Sean, you remember this, because this is one thing we used to always watch. I'm taking some out going into this because I don't want to get rug pulled when you're right in front of that high of the day. I want to make sure I'm banking some profit, and in 30 seconds, we're going to see whether it actually comes out the big buy that I think everyone is looking like it could or should be. I don't know about should, but could be.
Well, it should be. I mean, the numbers that we have are buys, so let's just see if it comes out that way. But like you said, you never know. You never know. That's why I don't love this trade, but we'll take it today because it's a bigger number into a strong, strong day. So with only 10 seconds to go, we are sitting here. We'll hopefully take a decent winner on this if it can go upside here, as we are long TQQ 60s. So 64, 65, here it comes. There it is. It's trying to blow up to the upside. I don't know. Our quote's having a little bit of a problem there with that. It came out, I don't know what it came out as, but it looks like it's probably a big buy. But yeah, TQQ there, it's not going up. So I don't know what's going on with your MES there, but TQQ not going up at all. But let's see what happens now with this. As you can see, Visa buy, Pins buy, they're all buys, man. CCL a buy, WFC, but I got to address this trade. It looks kind of mixed. I mean, it looks buys, but the market's not really doing anything. It was already up 3% before we came out.
So for me, the reason I got some of it out in front of the high is just like you're making a wick top. So if it's going to break out, you want to see it break out. I saw not an overwhelming buy imbalance, so when it hit the top, it's like just get out of the trade there. And apologies, I could just trade the SPYs, I suppose. But these are not overwhelming. It's not the names I necessarily wanted. We see Apple 1.5. Oh, my head's in the way. Yeah, you don't want to see me. Apple 1.5. We see Apple at $1 million a lot of times, right? Yeah. So on a day like today, I'm not really overwhelmed by that number. BAC 1.5. CCL, Visa always Visa always pairs off. Pins was big the other day and did absolutely nothing. But Carnival, that's a little bit, somewhat interesting. Carnival has been really strong the last couple of days, but I'd like to see it actually react to that.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Like, Carnival, what did it go? 3 cents on a 1.7 buy-in balance? Is that even right? Like, yeah, it's almost as if so much buying had come into the market already, and some of these names had put in these massive power moves. Like, this is what Carnival done the last 2 days. 1140 to 1350. Like, it's already put in a pretty monster move, like 8% today, bigger move yesterday. So it might just be there's some exhaustion to the upside. Yeah, like, how does it literally not even move with that imbalance? That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll give some back here today. So we were just buying it. Again, we're here for the ride, not a big trade or anything like that. But we'll give back. There it is. We get out now as it breaks back down below. I was going to hold it to 30 if the number came out the way we thought it was going to come out, but it did and went down. So that's why that trade is kind of, it's a good trade. I like it, but at the same time, you got to watch out for these imbalances because they can flip on you. And not that one did, but, the market just faded out. Sometimes they're pretty obvious, I guess. A nice run from the bottom and then boom to the downside right there. So, yeah, kind of sucky there. We did give some back. So we will not finish at the high of the day, but instead, AMD was a decent out because that started to go back to the upside as well. So I couldn't be happier with the trades today, man. It's a big day, but Brendan's got something. What's
AMRX, quickly here, just popped up on FDA approval for one of their drugs. Also saw a note on SoFi. Guys, apparently one of the major student loan creditors in the U.S. Just announced a whole bunch of layoffs. So a lot of people just suggesting that might lead to something in the way of Biden's bill to cancel some student debt. So just heads up on SoFi.
Okay.
Okay, did SoFi move on that?
No, SoFi's not doing anything. That's why I was like, I just went right over to SoFi. We can have a look.
Yeah.
I mean, unless that news is old, it's not doing anything. So SoFi there. Look, layoffs is good news for SoFi, not bad news. It's the other way around, in my opinion. They need to cut some costs, and if things aren't working out, man, this is what you got to do. So SoFi right there, tried to get going maybe the last little while, but they continue to get beat down. I mean, we've recommended this name down at $5-6. We also were recommending it in here, 13, 14. Once they got their banking license rate, it's not right there, it was even before that. I don't even know anymore how far back I have to go to find some of these news pieces, but they did get that banking charter somewhere in here, which created a pop. It was either this day here back in late January or right here in late February. Either way created a pop, or it could have been this. But yeah, nice retracement from the bottom. And again, I don't want to say SoFi has been a disaster, because it hasn't been in the last week. Our bottom was 5, our top was 8. That's 60% move up. But again, we're cherry picking there, because it's been nasty on the way down. You need like 100% moves to get this thing back to some respectable levels. So we'll wait to see on SoFi, but that sucks, man. I own shares in SoFi as well. It's absolutely disaster to the downside.
And all of fintech.
All fintech has been a disaster. So, but whatever. Honestly, I've already told you when I'm piling my money in. I feel like I've got them in hopefully at the bottom on some of these names. So let's just hold our shares right now and get going there. Can we check out Snap? Yeah, I don't know.
I want to just quickly go to Twitter. It's like, I went to the futures, and it's like, I should have just paid attention to Twitter. I had a feeling, it was a little bit of a gut feeling that someone is getting squeezed today in Twitter. It didn't come out a huge buy and bounce. It was a couple of 100,000 shares, but you saw that. Like, Pins was at 2 million in bounce and didn't move. CCL was at 2 million bounce, didn't move. But Twitter, on a small imbalance, a nothing imbalance, spiked back toward the high. I'm going to watch this tomorrow, because I almost feel like there's a decent chance that someone really thought this was heading back to the downside after the whole, he'll sell the news, Elon gets more financing, and then maybe got burned off the open, because that was a pretty big volume spike. And when it happens, remember, a lot of people do arb trading, think it's not going to move a lot, so they can be levered up in their trades and have a bit too much on, and that's why you get a squeeze, because they're anticipating a tighter range. Someone could be caught in Twitter.
My wife just said, I don't know, I'm not a Depeche Mode fan, but Andy Fletcher from Depeche Mode also passing away. So
I know who they are.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm not too familiar with any of their names there, but not a great day for that. But okay, let's just check out here. Apple going. Let's just see what's been going on here in the last little bit. Apple did like that imbalance, so that was a good out, man. Apple to the upside there on a futures move back to day's high for AAPL. That's been a great buy, man. We bought this at 137 and told you when we did that. Hopefully we never see that level again, but we could see it tomorrow. And I remember earlier today on our watch list when it said Apple, or maybe this was yesterday, Bloomberg, Apple said that they're having problems with their iPhone supplies. Give me a break, Bloomberg. You watch. Tomorrow, Brendan, Bloomberg's going to come out with another one saying all clear on that one. Fake news for sure, Brad.
Bloomberg's having a bad year.
I called that fake news when they did it last time, and then 3 days later, it came out. Let's see if we're right again on that one. But what's up, Brendan? I guess it's earnings time?
Yeah, a couple minutes ago here. Let's get everyone up to date. If you missed it early on, we've shown it a few times now. There you go. What's to come tonight and tomorrow morning?
Costco. But don't sleep I should say, on Gap. And we talked about Pinduoduo, if only because you saw how some of the other Chinese names ran today. Pinduoduo did as well. It was pretty strong, but they didn't have their earnings yet, and they could definitely be a bit of a runner. You know what? You looked at the cannabis names. I didn't. Canopy's in there.
Oh, are they?
You said they were up on the day. You said weed was up on the day. I had no idea because I wasn't even watching that space, but probably just up because everything else was.
I don't know, man. I took all my cannabis shares and rolled them up and smoked them. So I'm not even following those prices anymore. We'll see where that goes. I'll check back in that in 15 years. Okay, so Gap's been getting killed. This is the daily range on Gap. I would say that they're going to get destroyed tomorrow. But the other thing about Gap is that, the dollar stores came out today and were big. So I'm a little bit nervous about that because Gap with Banana Republic and Old Navy money. I mean, they have different brands there. I'm wondering if the Old Navy brand is going to take a hit. We saw Walmart come out with some problems, people not spending money on some of their discretionary items. So to me, that's clothing. I just worry about Gap coming through there. I know they have a big, huge online presence, so a little bit nervous about Gap earnings. And then we can check. I know there's always a short float situation on GPS, so we can look at that. I mean, I like the name. Don't get me wrong. I just worried about it. 11% short. So this could be another one of those banger trades for me where it opens up lower and then we ram it up there near the end of the day. So I like that play. And we've already talked about Costco. The other name that's on there is Pinduoduo. I guess that's a NASDAQ name. Okay, I went over to New York because of Baba. We destroyed Baba today. We'll look to do the same thing tomorrow with Pinduoduo. If these numbers can come out anywhere similar to that of Alibaba, I think these Chinese names have been beat down so much. But then you look at Pinduoduo, and it's right in this range. So, you know, if they come out and say similar stuff to Alibaba, you could get a monster move here for PDD back up to even $50 tomorrow. Excuse me, this level, you're taking out the 50 period right now, so watch out for that one. PDD about to go nuts tomorrow for sure, so that has to be on your radar. But yeah, it should be a good one with only a minute left.
And with a minute left, one of the names on that board, Dell, just rolling over a bit here, going into their earnings. And you see this happen. You know what? You'll probably see at 4 o'clock, at least one of those names on that board. There'll be a fat finger. It happens every single day. Like one of the names that's reporting, somebody gets into a trade a little bit early in the first minute after the close, jumping the gun. Never be that person. It's dangerous enough trading earnings, let alone having your finger on the trigger. And then, if you have to do it, don't do it. But the release is actually out. It's painful to watch sometimes. To see it know somebody actually made those trades. But Tony is on the bell. You'll be excited to see that. Get the camera on him so everyone can see him dance going into the close. Because we only got just over 10 seconds to go, which means I got to hit that button for you. The countdown is on. It is Thursday. I almost said Wednesday. It's been a big day in the market. 3% to the upside. 5, 4, 3, 2, and ring it, Tony.
All right. Yeah, great day. I mean, I stole Brendan's job the other day when we were having a problem with the screens. Don't want to do that again. So let's go over to Brendan. It looks like the board's all ready to rock and roll. Only 2 red items on there, Brendo.
Yeah, and they have to be in the crypto side of things. But I was just noting, guys, pretty heavy sell volume there right at the end of the day on the futures. So we're, back off the highs anyways. But here we go. 1.99 for the S&P, 1.97 there for the Dow, the NASDAQ. Almost 3%. Remember when we started, this was over 3%. So again, off the highs a little bit. But hey, we'll take it. Yeah, big day for crude, 3.3%. As I said, red